Yo everyone, welcome to my review of the most expensive LEGO Marvel set that I think has ever released. This here is LEGO set 76292 Captain America vs Red Hulk Battle, which released in December of last year. Just 223 pieces in total here, 3 minifigures plus 1 big fig. It looks pretty good on paper, but the price for this thing is $55 USD before tax, or 100 NZD. You are paying triple digits on this set, and I actually feel really disappointed in myself for buying this. LEGO were very lucky that I bought this given the heat of the moment of wanting to celebrate my birthday and the movie's release. I used some store vouchers and some loyalty points which brought this down to just $40 NZD, which is cheaper than what the actual retail price should have been in the first place. So it is a win for me, but at the end of the day, LEGO did still move a unit at my local store. They're not going to see that I only had to pay 40% of what that shitty price actually is. This thing here has been controversial all over the place ever since its reveal. It's one of those sets that really divides the general consumers online versus the LEGO sponsored groups of people who managed to get the set for free, and that's not even mentioning the minifigure inclusion of a rather hateful character from comics. There are a few things to still cover with this absolute mess of a release, so let's just get into things. For the numbers people out there, this set in NZD is going to cost you around what 5 hours of working a minimum wage job would pay. Full-time work here is traditionally speaking around 8 hours a day, so this set here is going to cost more than half a day's wage. This $100 toy also took me the entirety of 28 minutes to complete. And that's me adding a couple of minutes there just for being really careful with applying some stickers and opening the bags in between builds, etc. So 5 hours worth of work for 28 minutes of entertainment. The jet build here, admittedly though, is pretty fun. Having seen the movie now, I cannot for the life of me tell you where this scene is supposed to take place. There's one sequence in which Falcon and Captain America have to fight up against a couple of jets. This jet here is, I think, just made up from the LEGO group because this jet doesn't resemble either of the sides that they're fighting against, but it does remind me of the action themes that I really loved as a kid in the 2000s. I think the shaping here feels rather fresh for the superheroes line, which is needed here because the LEGO Marvel line is the king of genericism if you ask me personally. I could have done with a brighter color tone here though. We've got some stickers all over the place as expected with sets like this, nice designs on both sides of the jet there, and the same designs as well. And there's some details there that kind of reminded me of Hydra or just Captain America in general. It is all a coincidence towards the Hydra linkage there though. Classic LEGO jet move there with the studs there of some bright lights, green and red used in a translucent molded piece. As I started messing with this back engine section there, removing it made that piece spin, so that's pretty neat. It's not meant to do that though, so it's not a feature. At the front of the jet there we've got some stud shooters. This is the play feature for the younger builder. 2 guns on each side. This is the jet's best attempt at trying to take down the Hulk, but I missed my first shot there, rather embarrassingly. I'm trying again here, but even if you do manage to nail the guy, it's not going to do too much to stop that fight. Heading back to the cockpit there, inside we've got our pilot figure, and if we remove them, we can take a look at the details inside, which show some pretty cool stickers there for control panels and such. The final inclusion is at this back section, which is a secret compartment door, and removing that shows a crate on the inside which contains some silver ingot pieces, in this set being used for, I'm assuming, adamantium, which was revealed to finally be a thing in these movies. As everyone loves to mention with LEGO Marvel sets, apparently no one is ever going to be buying these for the builds, they're actually buying them for the minifigures, which personally, I think that's a statement that we should be a little bit quieter on, that way LEGO might actually give us better builds. The figures here are all interesting though, featuring at least 1 or 2 things worth discussing. As problematic as the set may be, some of these figures here are excellent inclusions. The man himself first here, this is Captain America, now Sam Wilson, played by Anthony Mackie, who has appeared on screens for 10 years now as the Falcon. Sam received quite the promotion here within this film. Now technically speaking, he did take the mantle in the 2021 Disney Plus TV show, but this is the first appearance of Captain America in the new movies. I really do love this minifigure ultimately. I did issue some concerns with the reveal that now his costume has this massive mask, and LEGO didn't really make a new mask here, they just kind of released the same old Captain America headpiece and they've printed on the mask on his face there. It covers up his flesh tones, which some people were very quick to tell me in the comments it's so he can break the sound barrier when he's flying. I'm sorry to say, I still call bullshit on that, and having seen the movie now, I still don't think that that helmet was necessary, but looking at this figure for what he is, I do really like Captain America here, and it's not LEGO's fault that he's got the helmet in the movie in the first place. I'll remove the wings now to show off the printing underneath. LEGO actually went all out here. There's dual molding to show boots on his legs, which is insane because it's actually been a common complaint for years now towards every single Steve Rogers Captain America figure. This might be my favorite torso ever used for a Captain America figure as well. Now the wings in the set here appear as a brick-built like design, as they usually are for anything Sam Wilson related in LEGO sets. I'm not really a fan of the brick-built design there, but these look okay to me. Stickers have been used for the details there, that's not so great. You need to be really careful when you apply those. The back of the wings there has a special piece used for Red Wing, Sam's little robot friend there, who in this set is again, unfortunately, a sticker. And that is a little annoying because I think the last one might have been from the CMF series and that was just a printed piece. Sam thankfully does have a double-sided face print, which LEGO don't advertise anywhere. This here is a more visible appearance for the Sam Wilson likeness. He does still have some mask stuff sticking around, which is rather weird. I wish we did have a plain Sam Wilson face there because he actually appeared unmasked quite a lot in the movie. The printing there is amazing, especially compared to how awful LEGO has been lately with Steve Rogers hairpieces, so Sam's flesh tone there matches perfectly and the colouring is great. It's one of the best that I've ever seen before, and frankly I think that's why I love this figure so much. Now the only other MCU Sam Wilson figure I have from LEGO sets that features a plain head is the Falcon figure from the Infinity War line. The facial hair on that figure is outdated here slightly. Anthony Mackie does change it fairly regularly depending on his release, but this here is what I was wanting to see, a plain head and a hairpiece as he appears throughout the rest of this film. We do have sets with extra headpieces and hairpieces that release regularly, so it would have been really cool to have had one here, but I'm guessing maybe that Hulk inclusion is what ate up too much of the budget. And this is Captain America compared to Captain America. The one on the right there was featured in the CMF series from a couple of years ago now. It was an amazing figure at the time just because of that printing. You can see he's got printing on the legs, printing on his arms, he even has printing on the sides of his legs there. Amazing all around, but my favorite inclusion were the wings, which were now featured as a molded piece with printing on both sides. Really great stuff and probably still my ideal design for the wings, but I do love the torso and everything else about this Captain America figure. And next up we have Falcon, who is now Joaquín Torres in the films, played by Danny Ramirez, who was also in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. And this kind of design for Falcon here is very different to what we've been used to in the past. I think it's really great. I love the color scheme there, especially with the military-like torso design. These wings I also really love. They are brick built, but they're just the right size for what I like to have on my display. A better look at the designs there, or more so the stickers, the main plates there featured on the front, and then a backpack piece which is also using a sticker design. Removing that pack there shows the same sticker design, but now as a print on the back of the torso. Joaquin there also has some printing on the back of his head. It looks like it's the front of the face, but without the eyes and mouth showing, so I think it's supposed to be maybe a flight mask alongside the helmet that he has. I don't really remember him looking like this in the movie, but I must have missed it. Here's what that looks like anywhere just in case. The biggest downside here is definitely the legs, which feature no printing at all. He's got some cool boot-like designs in the movie that fit with his costume, so this really should have been represented here. There's no excuse in my eyes for that really. And then here we have Ruth Bat Saraf. Her inclusion in the movie alone is what's been calling for some boycotts and pissed off fans everywhere worldwide. You have people on one side that are just angry at her inclusion in the movie, and on the other side you've got people angry at those wanting to protest, so it's just a mess all around. Now the character being in the set sucks, but the figure is also just a really lame figure release, so the inclusion here feels so pointless. I didn't need any LEGO ambassadors or anyone to say anything necessarily, but it did sort of rub me the wrong way seeing a very well-known LEGO ambassador essentially roll his eyes at those disappointed in this set's inclusion. And my stance here is that this figure is really lame. Nothing here is exclusive besides the torso, which doesn't actually match the final product of the movie due to reshoots anyway, so she hardly ever actually appears in this outfit. When she does, she's wearing an Indiana Jones style jacket over top. The hairpiece is outdated, and I do really like that face print, which I'm told is actually from other sets anyway, so a lackluster inclusion doesn't justify the appearance here. She just never should have been included, or it should have been a General Ross figure instead. And speaking of Ross, this here is the new Red Hulk figure, which is why a lot of people have a slight interest in the set. Red Hulk has appeared before as a big fig only once. It was years ago now in a comics related set, and I believe that figure is incredibly expensive now because of scalpers and lame-o LEGO investors and such. The blight on the community always. The price for the old Red Hulk figure today is practically the same price of this entire set, for God's sake, so why wouldn't you just buy this set then? Hey shit, I think I found out how LEGO worked out how much they wanted to charge us for this set, unless it's just clearly taken a look at these listings. For those who don't know, the big figs did go through a design change recently. We can still remove the arms and the hands as per usual, but now we also have the option of removing the head and the hairpiece. So maybe later on down the line we'll have some more red colored big figs and you'll have some more customizing options available. This is Red Hulk here compared to just regular Hulk, both from recent MCU releases and basically the same as one another. The head print is different for the Ross figure there, and maybe we'll see it recolored and reused for Banner later on. This right here is the one time these two MCU depictions will ever be on screen together, so I really hope you enjoy this moment. The box here is your standard $60 NZD box type. That's right, you heard me, $60 NZD box type, not 100 NZD. We see Cap and Falcon and Red Hulk there fighting the bad woman there on the front. The back of the box shows the gang again, with some highlights there on the carry case, and I guess just another angle of the jet, some smaller images on features like the red wing being removable, and then some play features which were all hopefully covered in this review. Standard instructions that we've had for the past couple of years now, no nice image on the front there, and there's no theming on the inside either. The back of the manual shows the set all complete, and then we end with our inventory list. I should also say another LEGO set that does not feature the paper bags in my country. Genuinely, what is going on there? And that's my coverage of the infamous LEGO Marvel set. This set will likely go down in history as being the most expensive overpriced release in the LEGO Marvel line, period, and it's all Hulk's fault. This is a $60 NZD set, and I don't love that price point, but it's the truth. The addition of Hulk there screws this whole thing up. $40 for a big fig is gross, it's disgusting. It's what the scalpers charge online, and since when did LEGO get into scalpers prices? I think the jet is pretty cool for what it is. It does feel like the classic action theme like the LEGO Agents line that I loved so much as a kid, and the Captain America and Falcon figures are pretty great as well. I can't bring myself to like that Red Hulk figure just because, like I said, he's the reason why this thing is so expensive. Now this whole thing here cost me $40 NZD, which thanks to the viewers at home, that's maybe about 4 videos worth of ad revenue. It cost a lot of you a lot of hard-earned money as well. Some of the people online have gloated about the sales of this thing. For some reason they've got stakes in this being a success or something, but here in my country, the LEGO store did officially sell out of the set in-store and online. Everywhere else though I went, there's at least 10 to 15 of these per aisle. Now January LEGO releases have been dropping to 25% sales here in NZ almost immediately, so if you just hold out hope, you might get this on clearance eventually, but people seem to be going wild for the Red Hulk figure for some reason, so I really can't say. If you have any thoughts on this or the movie or LEGO in general, you should let me know down below. Liking this video here and subscribing to the channel does help to support more videos like this one in the future. Thanks for watching everyone, ka kite anō, take care, see you all next time.